Hello and welcome to the Traditional Recipes channel. In this video, I'm sharing step-by-step how to make one of the most patience-demanding desserts of Turkish cuisine, Pişmaniye, also known by its old name, the Desert of 1,001 Strands. Its preparation is both laborious and mesmerizing. You almost get hypnotized while watching. And those who taste this candy, despite its name, are never regretful. At the first stage, large cauldrons are prepared. Water and twice as much sugar are added. For example, 3 kilos of water to 6 kilos of sugar. It's stirred and boiled for about 30 to 40 minutes. Depending on the heat, when the sugar turns golden and thickens, the process is complete. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a mixture of flour and oil is roasted over low heat. Thanks to automatic stirring machines, the mixture doesn't burn and reaches a smooth consistency. When this flour mixture meets the sugar later, it will give the dessert its famous thread-like texture. When the boiling sugar reaches the desired consistency, it's poured onto a marble counter. The purpose is to let it cool slightly. Then the most important stage begins, the whitening phase. The sugar is stretched and pulled, folded again and pulled once more. This process is repeated many times. With each pull, the sugar becomes whiter and silkier. Once it loses its initial heat, it can be shaped by hand. But be careful, it's still hot enough to burn your hands. That's why skill is essential. Since it hardens completely when cooled, the work must be done quickly. Now the masters take the sugar mass to the counter. 2, sometimes 3 or 4 people work together. One holds the end, stretches it, forms a loop, folds it, then stretches again, folds again, over and over. That's how that magical threaded structure is formed. Pişmaniye is one of Anatolia's oldest confectionery traditions. It is known to have been made since the 15th century, especially around Kocaeli, İzmit, and Eskişehir during the Ottoman era. Of course, there were no machines back then. The masters used to knead the sugar and flour by hand, stretching and pulling with patience to create that thread-like form. Because of this laborious process, Pişmaniye has always been seen as a work of art, touched by a master's hand. In the past, Pişmaniye was called tel helva, or the dessert of 1,001 strands, because it was pulled countless times until it turned into thousands of thin threads. But over time, the name Pişmaniye became popular among the people. So where does that name come from? According to one story, if the masters couldn't get the sugar consistency right, all their effort would be wasted, and they'd feel pişman, meaning regretful. So the name came from that small frustration hidden within the laborious process. Another story says that those who tasted it would immediately want another piece once it was finished. In other words, you'd feel regret when it's gone. Whichever story is true, one thing is certain: Pişmaniye has survived for centuries as one of Anatolia's desserts, shaped by patience, craftsmanship, and devotion. And even today, it continues to be made with that same 1,001 strands tradition. Now that the sugar has been whitened, it's time to bring it together with the flour and oil mixture. The roasted flour and oil are placed in the center of the rotating machine tray. Then, the whitened sugar is carefully poured on top, and now begins the most critical, most demanding stage, the pulling process. Here, the machine assists the masters. For about an hour, the sugar is continuously pulled and stretched. With each turn, it becomes thinner and more thread-like. This continues until it becomes snow white and silky soft in texture. The machine's design is also quite interesting. Imagine a round tray. Its center rises like a small pyramid. There are 8 arms on it, and these arms stretch the sugar dough evenly. They move up and down, and there's a special heating system built into it. The pulling of Pişmaniye must be done in a warm environment. If the sugar cools, it hardens and can no longer be turned into threads. That's why there's a fire burner beneath the tray. It's turned on when necessary, so the Pişmaniye doesn't dry out or stick, staying perfectly consistent. At this stage, the masters are constantly monitoring it. Not too hot, not too cold. Everything proceeds in balance, with patience and years of experience. I've been holding the camera for almost an hour to show you this magnificent process in every detail. My goal was to make you feel the craftsmanship, effort, and patience behind this traditional dessert. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to check out the other traditional dessert videos on my channel. See you again in the next video. The machine keeps turning. Keeps turning.
Yes, welcome to you all. We are at the 3rd Gastronomy and Tourism Fair. As you can see, once the sugar reaches the correct temperature, we mix it in our machine with the dough, which is formed from the combination of oil and flour. More precisely, they are integrated and folded together: sugar, flour, and oil. Through continuous pulling, it thins down and becomes string-like in fine strands. Over time, just as our ancestors used to say, it transforms into 1,001 delicate strands. And that's how we get Pismaniye.
Its arms carefully stretch the Pişmaniye dough. The masters rotate the candy, flipping it over, checking it with their hands. They make sure air flows between the strands so it achieves that light, cotton-like texture. When it needs to dry slightly, the heating system beneath the tray kicks in. Look, let me show you that. The heat from below prevents the sugar from becoming too hard or sticky. Everything proceeds with delicate mastery, just right. About 10 minutes later, this marvelous Pişmaniye is ready to serve. It's freshly packed right there on the spot and offered to visitors. Mouths sweeten, smiles appear. The Pişmaniye made here is usually white, but there are other varieties too. Pink, cocoa-flavored, pistachio, and even chocolate-coated versions. Maybe one day I'll film those for you too, in detail. Now we've reached the final stage. The Pişmaniye is divided, and the master proudly says, "Here it is. It's done." With its soft, thread-like texture, he shows us the final result. It looks truly amazing, a delight to eat, melting gently in your mouth. Now it's time for packaging. The Pişmaniye is carefully placed into food-safe, transparent packs and made ready for sale. Its shelf life isn't very long, but if the package remains sealed, it stays fresh for about a week to 10 days. Of course, it shouldn't be kept in humid places because Pişmaniye quickly absorbs moisture and loses its structure. We've watched every step of how Pişmaniye is made. Now let's take a look at what else is on the counter. Here we see beautifully packaged 3-colored Pişmaniye varieties. Next to them, there are eye-catching types of lokum, Turkish delight, rose petal delights filled with cream, crispy kadayıf delights, white sultan delight, walnut and hazelnut rolls, colorful sugar delights, and even aromatic ones. And right beside them, another traditional treat, cevizli sucuk, or walnut sausage. Available in both pomegranate and plain varieties, it's a natural, additive-free, and healthy snack. I'd love to film its making for you one day as well. Finally, enjoy the sweet scenery I captured for you with my camera. And with that, we come to the end of our video. And so with patience, mastery, and years of experience, Turkish Pişmaniye is ready. The story of this dessert is not just about sugar and flour. It's filled with tradition, craftsmanship, culture, and a touch of sweetness. Each strand carries a trace of patience and dedication. For centuries, this unchanged flavor has continued to be made with the same passion and care. Today, we followed every stage closely, from the boiling sugar in the cauldron, to its whitening on marble, to its stretching into fine threads by machine. With the camera in my hand, I wanted to show you this sweet journey in its most natural form. My goal wasn't just to share a recipe. It was to make you feel the effort, warmth, and culture behind these flavors. Traditional Turkish desserts appeal not only to the palate, but also to the heart. Each carries a story, each is like a bridge from the past to today, and Pişmaniye stands on the sweetest side of that bridge. It's still handmade today in İzmit, Eskişehir, and across Anatolia, and in every strand lies the spirit of the old days. I hope the story of Pişmaniye I shared with you today has taken you on a sweet journey too. If you appreciated the effort and the flavor, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Every like and comment helps bring these traditional recipes to more people. Also, on my channel, you can find stories of many other traditional Turkish sweets: lokum, cezerye, helva, pestil, cevizli sucuk, and more. By watching them, you can continue this delicious cultural journey. I'm Chef Salim, and today I've told you about one of the finest examples of Turkish confectionery art. See you in the next video where we'll explore another story from our culture, our history, and our tables. Thank you so much for watching. Stay sweet, stay delicious, and take care.